Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be doing the intimidating TBR book tag. And we could not find the original video, so if you know, can you link it down below?
All right, question number 1 is, what book have you been unable to finish?
And I have a ton of these, but for this one, I chose The Orchardist by Amanda Coplin. What did you choose?
I chose Flatland by Edwin A. Abbott. And I picked mine because it's just really dry. But it's really small, and I'm like a third of a way through it, but I just can't finish it right now. It's,
A romance of many dimensions.
yeah, it's about flat, two-dimensional shapes, and so far a square has been explaining their society and all their rules and everything, and it's just
How strange.
reads like a manual, so it's kind of rough.
Yeah. I chose The Orchardist because I was really enjoying it, and I got about a third of the way through. And then I think there were some new releases or something that came out that got bumped up to the top of my pile. And I just haven't made my way back to this, but I definitely will.
Yeah, you were working real hard on that for a while, I remember.
It's a good story. Yeah.
Right, number 2 is Just Haven't Had the Time.
All right. So for this one, I went with a trilogy.
I actually went with the trilogy too.
Yay! What trilogy did you choose?
I picked the Uplift trilogy by David Brin.
Awesome. I don't know the name of this one, but it's The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo trilogy by Stieg Larsson. So, don't you love how none of these are the same size? That's awful. So, why is yours on the list?
So, this one, Sundiver, is the first in the series. It's not on the list.
Oh.
This one, Startide Rising, number 2, is on the list. And Uplift War, number 3, is currently not on the list, but sometimes floats up to like the bottom 5 for a while. So I feel like I just need to read it anyway because it comes on and off the list.
So
and I'm just not ready to get into all of that
trilogy
yet, especially starting off with a book that's not on the top 100 list. So
yeah.
You know.
I just haven't had a chance to get to this yet because honestly, when it first came out, the hype kind of drove me away. And so I wanted the hype to die down. And then I wanted all 3 of them just in case there were cliffhangers. And now that I have all 3, now I just need the time to actually sit down and marathon them.
You want to know my awful reason for not picking those up?
Yes.
Other than they're not on my list, is I watched the Swedish movies and I enjoyed them. And they were enough to satisfy me for now. And so that's, the visual medium is what's keeping me.
No, I totally get that. That's like me and, well, this is really not in the same caliber, but the Maze Runner series. I watched the first 2 movies and then tried to pick up the book, and the book was awful compared to the movie, and so I stopped, and I probably never will read.
You're not selling the book for me. I was thinking of reading those.
No, it's told from a weird perspective, so it's told from a teenager's eyes, so he doesn't know what's going on, and the writing style is very choppy and very juvenile, and there's a lot of slang and a lot of...
Is it first person point of view? Oh.
Yeah, so it's from Thomas's point of view, and you only know what Thomas knows. And so it's confusing because I know.
Right, that must make it difficult.
I know how the first 2 go, so...
All right, next one is It's a Sequel.
Okay, and this one I haven't got to yet. The Last Star by Rick Yancey, the last one in the 5th Wave series. I actually started this week, and I realized that I need to go back and at least read The Infinite Sea again, if not both of the first 2, because this picks up right at the end of Infinite Sea, and there's like... It's supposed to be, your emotions are really high because there's characters in mortal danger, and I don't remember.
You don't remember the danger?
I don't remember the danger. I had to read chapter 3 times before I figured it out.
What was a new character you said? Or was a new character at the end of Infinite Sea? right? Or new perspective character.
A new perspective character at the last third of the Infinite Sea.
That would be tricky.
Yeah.
I'd have trouble with that too. Well, for mine, I picked Isaac Asimov's The Caves of Steel. This is the second book in the Robot series. And this is actually the book that, or the story that the movie was based off of. And I guess I just haven't wanted to get back into Asimov yet. He has a couple more books on his that I need to finish that are on the list, but I'm just not ready to get into this one yet. And it's not like it's really directly connected to the short stories that were iRobot. So.
But you read the...
I have read iRobot, yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
All right, number 4 is it's brand new.
So, I don't have one that's brand new, but this is brand new to me. Etiquette and Espionage by Gail Carringer.
I love that cover.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. What did you choose?
I'm working off of my best 100 top 100 sci-fi of all time, and so I have not had time for new books yet. Yeah.
That makes sense. Well, I got this within the last 30 days or so. I'm really excited. I think the first 2 are out now. I don't know when the third, I'm assuming it's a trilogy. But this is about finishing school that trains assassins, very proper assassin ladies, and it's steampunk, so I'm excited to eventually get to it.
It has all the right elements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
All right, number 5 is you read a book by the same author and didn't enjoy it.
Okay, so I read half of The Hobbit, and it's holding me back from getting into Fellowship.
You know, you only had to read 25% more of The Hobbit until it got to the exciting part to where you couldn't put it down. You were almost there.
Yeah, I was flipping through pages and pages of descriptions of grass and like the dew on the grass and the trees and the wind in the trees, and it was...
Yeah, long-winded descriptions.
It was excessive.
Is the hurdle you have to get over for Tolkien. Yeah. For me, I don't have a copy of the book that I'm hesitant to read, but that is Lucifer's Hammer, but it's by these same guys, Larry Niven and Jerry Purnell. I've read Ringworld, which is by Niven. I've read this one, The Mote in God's Eye. They're very high up on the sci-fi list. They just never wowed me. So they had good elements, good ideas, but they just haven't stuck with me. And so I'm not, just not excited to get to Lucifer's Hammer yet. And partly because I haven't found it at the used bookstore yet. So I don't have a copy of it.
So were all 3 by both authors?
No, Ringworld was just by Larry Niven, but he does collaborate with Jerry Purnell on a lot of his works. So,
okay, cool.
All right, and number 6 is you're just not in the mood for it.
Awesome. All right, for this one, I chose Burial Rites by Hannah Kent.
And for me, I chose Stand on Zanzibar by John Brunner.
I chose this one because I've got such high expectations for this. It's been so hyped up to me, and I've hyped it up even more, and like I am convinced that this is going to be a beautifully written, tragic, beautiful book. And I'm waiting until my expectations kind of lower, because I don't want, even if it's a good book, if it doesn't reach my expectations.
Right. No, yeah, I understand. Yeah, things can get easily overhyped, and then you're just like, what was all the excitement about?
Yeah. Exactly.
So this one, it's kind of an epic about society, I believe, and I love saying the title. I mean, it's fun to say, Stand on Zanzibar.
Yeah.
But I picked this up recently, trying to start it out, and the beginning was just a bunch of snippets of like some newsreel, a paragraph about some specific person that you don't know who they are yet, and I was just I'm not ready for the structure or that kind of a massive story right now. But it's a Hugo Award winner, so I know it's going to be good. So I'll pick it up eventually. It's on the list, so I have to get to it. All right, number 7 is It's Humongous.
Check out this bad boy. The Count of Monte Cristo.
This might be a lot of people's.
I think so. It's huge.
I'm intimidated by that one.
It's huge. It's as big as my face. What did you pick?
I picked, so this is actually an interesting one because I actually recently finished my longest book on my TBR that I have.
That's
so
awesome.
I had to go with second longest, and that is Battlefield Earth by L. Ron Hubbard. Yes, Mr. Scientology himself. But it's on the list, and I try not to judge books by their authors' personal lives.
How many pages are in yours?
So this one is about 1,060.
Yours is a little longer than mine.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, mine's about
Well, yours is
1,000.
1,400.
Yeah, so it's close.
Yeah.
1,400, but and I did start it. I think last fall or so, and I got 65 pages into it. But the language is hard because it's older. You know. So you have.
Is there any strange spellings in there, like
in
Jane Austen?
Because they're in France.
Oh, okay.
So all the names are French, and all the names of places are French. So it's intimidating in multiple ways. Oh.
I struggled with Frankenstein with that, and just a lot of the phrasing and things like that, and the slang at the time, or just terminology of things that we never grew up, never experienced. So this one, it's my second longest, but I'll get to it eventually.
Awesome.
All right, and number 8 is because it was a cover by and it turned out to be poorly reviewed.
So I went with My Name is Russell Fink by Michael Snyder. Did you have one?
I don't have one. I haven't done a cover by.
You don't do cover buys.
Yeah.
Well, this one I bought at a used bookstore, and it doesn't really have a description at all on the back. And so I read a little blurb about the author, and it sounded funny. And then I get home and I look it up on Goodreads, and apparently it is Christian fiction, which is not a genre that I am interested in. So, I don't know.
All right, last one. What is the most intimidating book on your TBR pile?
Awesome. Mine's actually not the biggest, but it's Cloud Atlas.
Ah.
Yeah.
And mine, so actually, as well with longest, it was also my most intimidating, and I'll actually tell you which one it is, and it was Cryptonomicon by Neil Stevenson. So it was 1,130 pages of pretty much the most entertaining math class you've ever taken. So that was very hard for me to pick up and get started, but I decided to challenge myself, get the longest one and the most intimidating. So this is second best again, and is actually Stevenson again, and it's an anthem. This one does look like it's going to be a little more closer to Snow Crash and the Diamond Age. Cryptonomicon was actually very much reality grounded into like historical fiction and things like that. So not something I was quite expecting, but it was good. I really enjoyed it. But this one does get into more weirder elements, different kinds of cultures and stuff. So
awesome.
Yeah, so still heavy subject matter. Yeah, tell us about yours.
So Cloud Atlas, it's not as long, but I've seen the movie several times, and it sounds like it's going to be so it's 500 pages. It's going to be very similar, I think. I think they did a really good, from what I hear, they did a good translation to film. But, so it's going to be confusing, because there are like 6 different timelines. Wait, how many? Was it 5 or 6? I don't even remember. So one thing going for me is I'm not going to have the same author, or the same actors playing different characters in multiple timelines, so that's not going to confuse me. But the fact that it's 6 or 7 different time periods and you're getting little snippets of them, and then it's not till the end where you figure out the connections.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so
I remember hearing on the internet when the movie came out that they were surprised that anyone was even attempting to make a movie out of that story, because it seemed impossible to the people that
It's
read
gonna
it.
be a headache and a half. I'm gonna have to read it multiple times to figure it out. But I loved the movie. I thought it was beautiful, and some
really
of the
liked it
quotes
too.
from the movie are just absolutely stunning. And I'm hoping that the writing in this is stunning also.
Yeah. Good. All right, that's it for the intimidating TBR tag. Thanks for sticking with us.
Let us know what your most intimidating book on your TBR is.
And give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.